Whoa. Sometimes my computer freezes and I can't start until the freaking camera starts going. Anyways, I don't watch much YouTube, but I've been watching a lot lately. And I've been watching everybody, kind of trying to figure out what's going on in the world of the YouTube fitness community. And been watching around. There's a lot of kind of what I consider unproductive debates going on as far as nutrition goes, bodybuilding nutrition in particular. On the one side, you have the classic bodybuilding diet, the 8 foods that work. And, kind of these old school guys who say there's just 8 foods you got to include in a bodybuilding diet to get as lean as possible. I think that originated with Pulcinella a few years ago when he did his YouTube documentary. And they were not YouTube documentary, it was a DVD they released. He was training for a show, and he talked about the 8 foods that work. I can't remember exactly what they were, but it was pretty much chicken, fish, sweet potatoes, brown rice. I think bananas were in there, and egg whites. I think maybe it was 6 foods that work. And then on the other hand, you got the if it fits your macros people, which I group into 2 groups. There's the if it fits your macros people, the original if it fits your macros, who were just trying to get people to understand that you just didn't have to eat 8 foods or 6 foods. You could eat what you wanted in moderation. Then you have a bunch of other people who I feel have kind of taken the if it fits your macros to another extreme, and they're talking about eating Pop-Tarts all the time and things like that. What I want to propose to everybody is a new kind of paradigm. And it is, I'm going to come up with a cool acronym. It is WTF. WFY. Whatever the fuck works for you, right? If you can go and eat Pop-Tarts and fucking eat pho or Cheerios or any other thing you want and get as lean as fucking possible, and it works for you, then do it. If you can go and, if you have to eat the 8 foods that work and it works for you, do it. I mean, my advice would always be to make sure you're covering your nutritional bases and things like that. That's my duty. That's what I do. You kind of have to do that. But regardless of what paradigm you're friggin' looking at, just go and do what works for you. Why am I saying this? Because I think people are fucking talking past each other at this point. I think it's a dumb fucking debate. I've done both ways. I've done the 6 foods that work. I've incorporated a lot of other shit into my diets, and they both fucking worked. My belief is that, there are certain timing issues in carbohydrate timing and insulin sensitivity and things like that I've talked about in other videos. But if you want to believe that, believe that. If you don't want to believe that and it works for you, go ahead and do that. It's time we stopped fucking separating ourselves into fucking camps. It's time we stopped rallying around our favorite YouTuber. It's time we've stopped fucking catcalling each other and fucking calling each other names and demonizing the other side, and fucking came to some fucking consensus that some shit works for some people and other shit works for other people. You, as the listener, as the subscriber, are responsible for doing your own personal research. I could come up with all the data in the world. I could come up with all the fucking studies in the world. But you are not representative of any selected population in those studies, because each person is fucking unique in how they respond to food and how they respond to nutrition. So, regardless of what I say on other videos, don't even fucking listen to me. Go out and fucking experiment for yourself. If you wanted to hire me, and I do this with all of my clients, I look at each client's fucking individual lifestyle. I look at how they've worked with things in the past, what they've tried, how they've responded to it, and I make my decisions based off that. But you don't even have to hire me for that. You could do that for yourself. Figure out what you've been doing. If it hasn't worked for you, then fucking go off and do something else. Research it and try it. Now, my advice would be, whatever you try for at least 3 months, because especially if you're not on steroids, shit's not going to just work that fast. But go out there, do your own research, try this shit out, see what works for you. That's the new acronym. I'm going to make this shit popular as hell. You're going to see it on t-shirts and fucking banners and all kinds of shit. I'm going to call it the Legends of WETWFY. And that's that. Y'all got questions for me? Hit me up anytime. gettingtoshredded@gmail.com. Give y'all a little bicep shot. Oh, the guns are growing. I think, yeah, they're coming back from that fucking hiatus. I need to shave my fucking armpits, though. And, whatever. Sometimes I just like to hear myself talk. It's alright.